Morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts. Shout out to people going out to work this morning. Shout out to Seymour for being the first one here. Shout out to Asser and Odetta for being the second one here. Shout out to every single clean-hearted, good-hearted person who wants good for others as much as you want good for yourself. You're a good person. Big up and shout out to you. Welcome to Morning Thoughts again, everybody. It's your host with the most, and this is Morning Thoughts. That means this is what we're thinking in the morning. So here we are. All right. My apologies for not coming on yesterday because you don't know already. I like to take like one day off during the week, and it's a lot of things going on right now. I have children who are in school and basketball and football and this and that and pick up and drop off and my own appointments and running a business from home and all these other kind of things are going plus two little ones at home and so on and so forth. So, I had to take a break. Sometimes you feel burnt out and it's important to remember that your health comes first, whether that's spiritual health, mental health, physical health. You got to put all those things in line first, right? You can't pour into other people unless you have something within yourself. So when you feel depleted, then you have nothing to pour into others. So I never want to come on, come give I never want to come here, come giving fake vibes and knowing that I'm not liking this, but I'm pushing through just because. And then, so the thing is always genuine and I saw it go. So I'm gonna take the day off yesterday and completed some things. I actually took the day off yesterday and completed 8 videos that are supposed to go up on this channel today, tomorrow, so on and so forth. So I wasn't non-productive. I was doing stuff. Anyway, this morning, here we are. Give thanks for being here this morning. Give thanks for being alive. We're on the other side of the ground. We could have been under the ground, right? Some people went to sleep last night, never wake up this morning. Some people get a bad message in the middle of the night, had to be rushed to hospital, all these things. You wake up healthy and strong this morning. You feel good? All right. It's your present. Remember that? It's your present. Another gift, another present, another day for you to make a better you, all right? Or another effort at being a better you. That's what it's all about. See? So big up to my people that are tuning in this morning, my family members. We have enough to talk about this morning. Here's what we're going to talk about this morning before we go. Big up everybody that's in here, or at least a whole heap of people. Hoping everybody is all well. I see Kai Tai Jai is trending in here this morning. I don't know what's going on. I'll find out in a minute. It's a family affair. It's a family affair. It's a family affair. Remember that song there? Far less men are proposing and getting married than any other time in history. I think that's going to be a I think that's going to be an interesting conversation this morning. Far less men are proposing or are up for getting married than any other time in history. That says a lot. But we have a lot for you. I think that's going to be pretty interesting. Hello, if you're triggered, right? Because right now, I want you to just think, because you know how we talk already. And we go, not just me, we. Because Bro Shaka in here be doing some stuff. Kai Tai Jai in here be doing some. The whole owner in here. You know what I'm saying? So y'all know how we go already. So if you're triggered by anything that's discussed in here this morning, I apologize in advance. Far less men are opting to get married or proposing all this. And this is record number in history. Why? Gather your thoughts. We're going to talk about it. All right. The Prime Minister of Jamaica now, Andrew Holness, he gave a speech, which I caught this morning, about illegal guns. He's issuing a very serious message. For those of you who don't know what's on the table, I'm going to tell you what's on the table. They're pushing through with it, and apparently it is going to come to fruition. All right. So we have to talk about this again and make some people know what really are going. Because, a lot of our people are paying attention to everything else other than the things that actually govern and affect their lives until last minute. Then, oh my God, if me did know. It's 2022. Ignorance is not an excuse. All right. And them have the designer vagina. Me never say me said the designer vagina. And they're saying that designer vagina this year, 2022, was a record-breaking year for designer vaginas. Right? So the ladies them decide say they want to fix it up, make it look different, or make it look right and tighten it up and all these things. And and they're opting for they're opting for the designer vaginas. So we're gonna talk about that too. Cosmetics. Cosmetics gone too far now, man. You're gone too far. And that's where they're at with it. So all right, let me pull up. Let me see. Ah, that story is on the New York Post. I kid you not, I can't make this up. The designer. May I put an ER to the end of it though. The vagina. It's the designer vagina. All right. I'll talk about the designer vagina. I don't know. My designer vagina saved my life. My granny. That's not the one that I was looking for. But I guess. It says designer vagina surgeries double in 2022. Let me just talk in that. New York Post, designer vaginas double in 2022. You ain't picking up my voice? All right. Surgeries. Stop the one. Give me a minute. Let me pull up that story here. I accidentally erased the story as I was getting ready to go live. Come here, try work with two computer like a DJ with two and mess up the thing. So see it. Vaginal rejuvenation. Boom, there it is. All right. Listen, I'm not here to tell a woman what to do with her body. Let's get that straight first. Come, you know what? Let me take off them glasses so I can look in on the eyes. I am not here to tell a woman what to do with her body. I'm not one of those kind of men. Whatever you want to do, if you want to flip it, smack it, rub it down, twist it, stretch it out like elastic, snap it back, whatever you want to do with it is your thing. Go and do your thing. See? I'm not one of those men. I'm not. If you like it, me love it. Put it that way. Before we get started, though, let me say something to you. You see, man, you know, sir, I realize something. Now, I have children at home, right? So it's kind of complicated trying to get like a loving from a wife and them thing that when you go all the way, yeah. I'm not talking about the cuddle up part and all that. We are talking about the whole thing. It's kind of complicated these days because I have two high-strung children at home, not just two children. So my children, them kind of off schedule. Watch your walk, My children, them kind of off schedule. So you put them to bed and thing and see them, yeah. Late night, I wonder like 11 o'clock. Me tired because I'm up from 4 a.m. and 3 a.m. Like today, I got up at 3 a.m. So by the time all 9, 10 o'clock come at night now, me I reach senior citizen kind of age. So me start like me want to go sleep and things. So me try put them to sleep so me can get a little bit of loving and thing on. All right, they're not. So it work out to where now they go to sleep and them drop asleep around 11, 12, midnight, Remember me day up from 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, Me tired. But I still have that feeling that like the feel say, it's called horny. I still have that feeling that. So I said to myself, say, I still have to go get some. So I plan and scheme and tiptoe through the house. And it's a mission, my friend. A whole mission. Tiptoe through the house and all these things by the time I reach in and get little of the thing on these things. I say, yeah, I do a good job. I gonna sleep now because I'm tired and I have to wake up again to do morning thoughts. I put in my best work. Wanna walk with me? Because I put in my best work. And when me swear to me knock her out and everything. Why when me wake up in the morning and I do morning thoughts, she dress up and ready for go to gym. If me did knock you out, so you shouldn't have no energy for go gym. Eh? So me tell the man, you know hear me just say? Me say me put in my best work. And me say she tired, she must tired. Because she tired. Me tired. And me there, me I try complete morning tasks and me see her come in a gym clothes. So she a go gym go work out. What kind of workout after me work you out? Eh? So me uno build different and I surrender. Me no want nothing to do with uno. Me just go in, take me little piece so me can get me little piece and come out. That's it. So me I advise all the men them out there. You can't kill nothing over there, so my friend. I have seen multiple births now. I see some baby big so. When me see she soldier up and just push out that they pick me some. And it's so we're not killing anything over there. If she give you a little and just take care and enjoy yourself here, is into she into you, is not killing her. I just feel like I had to deliver that message this morning because me can't understand and I don't think God is fair in his creation, because if he was, he would have created us differently than that. Not true? So anyhow, on to the stories this morning. Let me big up some people first. This one joke, one wash, then you talk, boy, bro, shaka. Yeah, when you feel say you're over there, knock it out. Yeah, and to wake up and dress up and say, oh, I gotta go work out. You gotta go work out. I thought you would be like, oh, I gotta sleep in this morning because you know I'm a little tired from what you did earlier. You stallion. I feel saying our man, she say, I eat that. Can't myself go at Jimmy here, man. I don't know if I should laugh or cry, but it's okay. Sips tea continues. I'm gonna big up some people this morning, then we get into a show here. All right, so blessed morning and shout out to Seymour. Thank you for being here. Asserin Odetta, Audrey Wright is in the building. Dainty D, I haven't seen you in a while, or maybe me I skip over your name, or maybe you come in late all the time. Big up yourself. Thank you for being here. Soldier 819 in the building this morning. BM is here. Stacy Ann Williams is here. Says good morning, everybody. Mervyn the Point Jamaica Kerr is in the building. Purple Royal is here. Purple Royal, big up. Thank you for being here. Rosalind Smichael is here. Great Goodies is here. Richie Shiva is in the building. Stash there. Maxine Good as Gold is here. Andrea Sherves is in the building this morning. Good morning, everyone. Michelle Howell is in the building this morning. Wayne Nathan is here. Wayne Nathan, thank you for being here. DR is in the building this morning. Mr. Article Don there said up. Good morning. Senior Sexy is here. Lady J there. De Buffaloso Deres is in the building this morning. Thank you for being here, fam. Janet Stewart's here. Nikki Trueprint there. Marcia Walters is here this morning. Sharon Spence is here. Guava 876 there. Pussy Galore is in the building this morning. Hey, this is about to get interesting. Pussy Galore is in the building this morning. Kaz Robinson is here. Bro Shaka there. Bro Shaka, big up yourself. Vibes it all the time. Stacey Ann Williams in the building this morning. Senior Sexy is here. Sandra Gardner Oglesby is in the building this morning. Says, good morning, everyone. Continue to have a blessed day. You know, Master Pussy Galore said, please notify us when you are not coming on. I will. And sometimes I can't because, yeah. And you know what? No excuses. I will from now on. Because I think about it all day too. I'm like, damn, I'm telling you, my inbox is full. SouFLo, what happened? Man, I don't feel like my morning started off right. So my apologies. And from now on, if I'm not coming on, I actually do notify you though. I do. But it's in the part there, YouTube, where you send a message out to your audience. I usually like repost a video that I did from before and said there will, and with a headline that says there will be no morning thoughts this morning. Watch this video for the morning or go catch up and I'll get with you later, blah, blah, blah. I guess that's not enough. So I'll find another way. Maybe I can come on for like 15, 20 minutes and whole of vibes, but I can't do it. Not with this audience. Because if I come here and start talking and want to start vibing with me, I'm not going to go nowhere. Right? So big up on yourself. Anyway, Stacey Ann Williams, Senior Sexy, Sandra Gardner, Pussy Galore, AI with Dalian Salmon is in the building this morning, straight out of London, UK, on board. Big up yourself, fam. Thank you for being here. Donna Davis, Star K there. Kai Tai Jai Empress is in the building this morning. Kai Tai Jai. Senior Sexy says, let us know when you're not coming. I swear I will from now on. Somehow. All right. Let's go into what we are going to talk about this morning because, sure, yeah, you know. One joke, one wash. How this? Tom Ford Topman. LOL. So for crazy. Tom Ford Topman, big up yourself. I appreciate you. Thank you for that. Hot and spicy. Exactly. Where is the real workout at? Asking. Boy, the vitamin D give our energy. It looks so. That's why I say God must be a real comedian because how vitamin D give them energy, but that knock we out. Cause sleep me ready if you go sleep, you know. If me get some before morning task, me have to stretch and put in Visine and drink a cup of coffee and you know when time football player get ready to go up on I get ready to go up on the field, put me in the game coach and myself. I wake up myself them kind of way there. She over there well relaxed, getting ready to go to the gym. Anyhow, I saw I go. Just keep the blood pumping till I'm morning. Woo! Transfer of energy. Yeah, we need to be aware of that. When man has done his best on earth, leave the rest to God. As she create this situation upon we men. When the endorphins kick in, just know say we lose. We did a video like this long time ago when we first really started out YouTube. And actually, Shakira was brains on the beat then, right? And the video, I sidetrack a little bit. The video was titled, man, I'm trying to get her to still do this, but she not hear me. The video was titled, who is the more dominant sex? Is it the male or the female? And it was interesting because we used to do videos where we did the same topics. So we would appear, right, on some videos together. And then we would source topics from the audience and then we would go do our own video because we're individual people with our own individual ideas. She not think like me, I don't think like her. We share similarities, but we're not the same people. So it was interesting to see and hear. And from back then, I get to learn. I actually went and looked this up. When that tilly wheelie goes into that tunnel, you see, or that little passage there, that place there, it is compared to a soldier going into combat with no protection around him and shots being fired from all directions. And him just have to go through. It is compared to a boxer standing in the ring and multiple fighters around him with gloves just pummeling him from all different angles and directions. That is what it is compared to scientifically. So when you put the soldier in there, the soldier just start get beat up like this. Yeah, me I look over on the mic. The soldier just start get beat up like this because all those pulsating muscles from all different angles and directions. So ladies, sometimes when you see we do all one little 2-1 and say, and stop right there, so we have to concentrate and try gather with thoughts and get it back together because we're designed to just bust like a 45, you know, and some man bust real early, like, you know, as soon as I'm reaching there, it's just bye. Remember one, I remember one lady right to it. There's SouFLo. She said, can you help him? Because every time, as soon as I say, all right, if it's happening to you every time, my friend, then you might have a problem and you might have to go see a doctor for that, right? But there's things out there that can help you too. Just speaking on in general, men's health. There's things out there that can help you too. I know every time you're supposed to go there and just, you know, select it and just bye, as soon as him reaching. And she's like, I'm not, I love him, I care about him, but I'm not getting any, she's not getting no satisfaction out of it. Cause not even a give her 2 minute of wine or nothing like that. She said it would be good if he was actually a 2 minute man. You know, 2 minute man. Remember, we used to be like, oh, you call 2 minute man. Me take my timer and me time how long 2 minutes is. You stroke for 2 minutes straight. That's a whole heap of rotted stroking. So if anybody ever say you're a 2-minute man, be proud of yourself. Pat yourself on the shoulder because you can go. There are brothers out there who just bust soon as them reach. Them just select it and just clap it off. Bye! Right in there. She dead from there, so. From the door. And these things happen. These things happen. Yeah? Somehow don't just have some good stuff where man have to just depend some other levels. We have to do all kind of something before we reach over this because it will kill me. So yes, y'all. I give that to you. You're the dominant sex for sure. We can't bring baby into the world. Feel with belly down, stretch, go way out there. So I have a twin and triplet and quadruplet in there. I want big old baby where we're 27 inches long. I have how much 14-inch circumference, head size, and all this. We're not equipped to do none of the stuff that you do. I guess that's why it bothers me when I see like, oh, I can do anything a man can do, and women becoming so masculine. It's like, damn, do y'all know how powerful y'all are? Like the things that you are created to do and can do, we just can't do them, and we can't even keep up. So we have to admit it at some point, you know. Make we do what we do, man. And uno do what uno do. You know, and then together now we build something where balance is there. Shiny brush or the good old stone. No, me not touch none of them sitting there. Remember one time I was about 19 or something, and me I rev up and get ready to go deal with something, and I say, yo, shiny brush for this. Because somebody did tell me about stone. Somebody tell me about stone. Rub on the piece of stone. Didn't it up? Rub on the thing that on the body. I remember that old dancehall song there. So I said, let me go try this thing here. No, sir. You did you punch up your wheel, you beat it on the table, you fight it, you strangle it, you twist it, you can't feel it, and you look on it. You're wondering if this thing is still attached to your body or not. No, sir, I'm not dealing with them something there. Maybe pass. And then you're in there just a throw waste. And you don't feel a thing, and you just a throw waste. No, sir. Recommend something else. Don't recommend that to nobody. I kill you what people go kill themselves. Worse, if a man have like heart condition or something like that, him not too physical. Them thing they are for people who well physical. Like you can really get on the treadmill and run good speed for like 30 minutes to an hour straight. Your heart have to good for them something there. Because you're gonna be trying to reach and you can't reach. Yeah, you did you kill out yourself. And the worst part is that you not feel a thing. Like literally not feeling a thing. Worst experience ever. Me now try them something there again. So with that said, and I know somebody is gonna say, maybe you put on too much, man. Yeah, it was enough to scare me. It was enough to scare me. And I'm sure I didn't put on too much because me did free that already from morning. So I was like experimental. Me just, like a dab and see what I can. No, sir. Prima Riley, big up yourself and thank you for being here and thank you for that as well. Yeah. Them thing that we kill you here, man. Stone up on my body if a girl want dead. Tell her to come in on my bed. LOL. Dainty D. Yeah. Me have a piece of stone that on my body head, and if a girl want it, tell her to come in on my bed. Me legal. Me have the sex in and if I that song there. So from that, some music is powerful for real because it's from that actual song that I got that idea, and nobody did tell me a lie. From the song, nobody never pinch me and say, "Yo, brother, you ever try a piece of stone or nothing?" Then we just come a world them time there. I wasn't that experienced then. Just a come world them time there. I try deal with a matter. Because from back then, that's how, our women are. That's how they've always been. They want you crash it and mash it up and all these things. So I say, yo, I'm going to crash it and mash it up and all them something. And I don't want nobody call me no 2-minute man and these things. So I'm going to try the thing listening to the song. May have a piece of stone that on my body head, and if a girl want it, tell her to come in on my bed. So I kill sitting with this. Couldn't feel me thing. Me did ring it. I swear to God, me ring it. I literally beat it on the counter. No lie, I was standing in the kitchen. I'm going to tell you what me do. True confession. There was a pin. The pin roller them, where they use roll out, like when you bake, and you roll out the door with the pin roller. There was a wooden one in the freaking counter in the drawer, and me take it out and me put me sitting on the counter so, and me roll it with the roller so. And me just yo, the things you do when you're young. No man, true confession. Me roll my business with the roller like this, and me now feel a thing. And me start choke you up, and me now feel a thing. You can't tell me to use that again. And I am not recommending that for nobody, because I would hate to see you have to go through that. I did think that I was going to stay like that permanently. You want to hear me? You ever get, I don't know if y'all ever been in a situation where you start praying to God, say, please take this off of me, and if you take this way, I will never do this again and serve you for the rest of my life and all these things. Because the last thing you want to lose when you're 19, 20 years old is that. See? And I was like, oh, damn, I'm stuck like this. That's why I'm going in the kitchen and go roll it with the roller. I thought I was stuck like this forever. But later on during the day, it start, the sensation start to come back till by evening, it gone completely. Every time I go to a store, them used to have it. When you never really look and see something before, but after your experience with it, it's like you see it everywhere all of a sudden, all the time. Every time we say that something, I just go so. See me here? Me malice it. Me know want nothing to do. Me don't know who them make that for, but that's not for humans. It may be for horses, but it's not for humans. Yes, Debbie. I swear to the Most High. Me take out, me sit and put it on the counter and use the pin. See me, I looking at the drawer, me see the rolling pin, and me take it out and me start rolling so. Me roll it on the counter, me I roll me take back and forth. And me now feel nothing. Me I beat it on the counter so me now feel nothing. I was like, what the? I'm done. Why? These are the things that wanna make man do. And man have to do. So yeah, them kind of sitting there. Richard said roll it like roti. Yes, my friend, like fritters. They try flat out the sitting to get some kind of feeling. And the worst part is when the time is ticking down, right? Because she don't give you a time already and say, meet me by so and so by this time. And you're like, okay, it'll take me about 30 minutes to reach there. So I'm going to show up and bail on these things. And then you put on something and you say, all right, by the time you reach this, you try calculate the thing. And the time is winding down and you still can't feel your things. And that's why we did in there beat suckers. I like, Jesus Christ, I can't feel nothing. And this not going to work. And not again. One set of panic in my life. Never, ever again. Let me talk about this. Far less men are proposing or getting married than any other time in history. Why? What Seymour says, I have a friend who used it and didn't tell the girl and let her go down. You swear she just came from the dentist. My God. Them sitting there not for human. Them something there for like horses. Because naturally, a horse, I'm just saying, naturally, scientifically, a horse not do no long stroking and take no long time, The horse leg one long sitting, so when you see you roll down, or a donkey sitting down, you see them sitting roll down, almost a touch of ground. And by the time them jump up there, so and get and search feet, and then whoosh, pushing it done. You never see the horse stroke yet. You never see no horse a stroke, from the horse reaching there, him done. I just one, that's it. That you see, God must have a sense of humor, because why you give the creature that? All of that same thing there. And he can't do nothing with it. See me one joke. The woman them say some man a joke like horse. One joke. And him back bend. And that's it. Round 2 is 2 days from today. Done. Let me not laugh at the human condition, because I myself am getting older and I might be closer than I think to my. That's it. We have to make it look good though. You have to laugh. Life is humorous, my friend. You have to laugh. You have to make it look good, though. One and done. Yeah. And that's the real one and done. One and done. Yeah. That's it. Look at her and said, that's it. Boy, come down and talk to me, man. Far less men are proposing or getting married than any his studies have shown. This is a 10-year study that has shown that far less men, a 10-year global study, far less men are getting married than any other time in history. Married are far less men are proposing and are getting married than any other time in history. Why? What? Proper Royal. We're going to stop on the conversation this morning, you know, because you see how me I try and move on. Far less men, and me look over here, so I say, well, with that length, you know, one is enough. Far less men, me look over here, so I say something else again. All right, come on, come with it, come with it. Some people are saying, afraid of commitment. Next one, I will say afraid of commitment. Stacey and Williams says because they're afraid of commitment. Still I read Proper Royal comment. BM says marriage is a business. It's not for love anymore. You might have a point. I have a theory, you know. I just wait because I'm going through the answers. So we've got Stacey and Williams says afraid of commitment, and then we have Carrie Ann Jones. Yeah, Carrie Ann Jones 100. Oh God. All right. Afraid of commitment. Come on, SouFLo. BM says marriage is a business. It's not want to get married. Marriage is a business. Maybe some women don't want to get married. That's not the case. I guarantee you, if man want to get married, there's always some woman out there who's ready to get married. So that's not the case. That is not the case. And I'm going to talk like a bit. Hold on. Vicky Victor said there's like the same sex. Like there's been a rise in same-sex relationships. You think that equals to far less men? Don't know. Some women are too masculine. Mr. Article Dan, stick a pin right there, so could be very much along those lines. But you know what? Some of these masculine acting women, they are actually blaming men because they're like, well, if you weren't so pussy, I wouldn't have to be so masculine. Let me see somebody put up a statement yesterday, and the statement said, stop making her have to go into her masculine energy by leaving problems for her to solve, or depending on her to solve problems or to help you solve problems. A man must solve all the problems. And anytime you require her to solve problems. Now, the lady will explain this. She said, I don't want to hear it from you anymore. I don't want to hear where we're going to go for dinner. I don't want to hear what's for dinner today. I don't want to hear you make that decision and make it happen, right? And I thought to myself, like, isn't that like robbing? First of all, that's underrating a woman's intelligence and her ability to solve a problem. Could you imagine being in a relationship where you are required to solve everything by yourself, but this is a partnership? That's weird. That's weird. And why do you feel like you have to be masculine in order to solve a problem? You know, if we're having issues, whatever the issues may be, see, this is my idea of a marriage. My idea of a relationship where man and woman is together and a marriage, right, is really 50-50. Like, if we have issues, I should be able to talk to you about anything. You should be able to talk to me about anything. If we have a problem, it shouldn't be only your problem alone. This is where people end up being in relationships where they feel lonely. And that's one of the worst feelings to have. You would prefer to be single, trust me, than to be in a relationship where you feel like you're lonely. It's a horrible feeling to feel like you don't have someone to talk to, you don't have someone to confide in, you're not with somebody that you trust, is what that says. See? So me don't know whether I come with this new narrative that men who ask their woman for help to solve problems is those are effeminate qualities. And when you go into your effeminate stuff, it forces her to go masculine because she have to put on some big hat now. I think that's a problem. I think that's one of the problems why far less men are proposing and getting married than any other time in history. And it's because women are too quick to take up this masculine thing. You can do all that and still remain in your divine female energy. You don't have to go masculine or be man in order to do anything. You were not created a man. See? So, well, you have some woman out there where you can't tell them nothing, and I respect that. You know, we're talking about one set of people now. I respect that. If I saw you feel like, you know, you want to be man and all that, then more power to you. But I'm talking about within the dynamics of man-woman relationship. See? For heterosexual people. It can't ask you to help me solve problems. So what are you there for? What are you here for? What are you here for? Another thing is this. I think that most men are becoming wiser and they're realizing that really, I want you to think about this. There's really nothing in marriage for us, especially if it falls apart. See? I mean, in a marriage that works, there's a lot there for us. This is how we will live on earth. This is how we build a solid foundation and generational wealth and all these things, right? This through the union with a woman, and you stick to that and you build. But society has changed. Most women today go into a marriage with one foot already out the marriage. You know what I'm saying? They go in with the escape plan already off top. So if this is your mind frame, them not going like this is it, and no matter what, not going anywhere. We're gonna have to find some way to work this out, right? Like I was listening to this one man talking, counselor or whatever, and he said he's been with his wife for 22 years now. And him said, when we first got together, you know, we started dating and stuff and things started getting hot. I said to my wife, I said, listen, if we're going to marry, one thing that will never, ever come up, we don't joke about it. We never mention it on any occasion, no matter how bad anything gets, is leaving. Nobody in this relationship will ever utter the words, I'm leaving. So 10 years, 15, 20 years down the road, and he said, I'll put the kids before you. He says, I'll put you before the kids. And he even let his kids know that your mom comes before you for me. Me and her, we're going to love you. We're going to raise you. We're going to give you a good life. And then we're going to send you out into the world as we should. She's not going anywhere, and I'm not going anywhere. I'm stuck with her for life. She's stuck with me for life. And he said once his wife said that, agreed to that, put it down, got married. She stuck to it. And over the years, not one quarrel. And he was like, trust me, man, we've been through some shit. And over the years, not once did she ever say, I'm leaving. I'm packing my shit. I'm getting out of here. And not once did he ever say that either, because they swore to each other that they would never, ever. Because once you start to say that and think that, then out the door you go eventually. Words are powerful. You're practicing saying them. And then before you know it, what you've been saying turns into a mantra. And then you start to conjure up whatever it is you're saying to reality. And then boom, it happens, right? So you're not surprised that it happens when people start saying, you've been saying it for a long time. Me, I left you, I can't stand there with you. And eventually them left. Okay, see that? That's what you were talking about. You conjured that up. So I think men are realizing now that they're gonna work hard, put my all into this. And then when she leaves, because a woman can just get up and decide, say, hey, it's not you, it's me. And it's happened a lot of times. Hey, it's not you, it's me. I'm bored. I don't want to do this anymore. We met when we met when I was young and I was naive and I didn't know. I think I want to go explore the world now. I think whatever the case may be, and you're left high and dry as a man. And by the way, I'm taking all this. I'm taking the kids. I'm taking this house. You have to go find somewhere to live, and and you're rooted up. So I think more men are looking into this and they're like, yo, I don't know if I want to do all that and risk all that. I don't know if I want to risk all that. Some women or men only want half of what you have. Dainty D says. And in a lot of cases, also, that's that from the get-go. You have women now that actually plan how to do it. I'm gonna have children. They'll pick a man for his genetics, right? And they'll be like, yeah, he good genes and thing, and I see. I want two picnic, so I get two picnic, but brains and you may talk, babe. And you may talk. Example. So I want two kids, so I'm gonna get two kids from him. All right, and he's financially secured and stable. So boom, he'll always take care of his kids because that's his character. So I know the babies will always be taken care of. I'm going in. I'm getting married. I'm sitting it through. But he really, really is not my type though. So I'm gonna give this about 5-10 years, and then at the end of that mark, and people do it. We had a lady who called in one morning. I can't make this up. Y'all remember the lady that called in that morning that said she had to suffer through a microtele for how many years she did it? I think she said she did it for 7 years and then she couldn't take it no more. But she got everything that she wanted out of that relationship. She married the man. She know from day one, say I work with a small as a microtele, she call it. She know from day one, said that's what the man I work with, and it never satisfied her. She even said almost every time they would do anything, she would feel like disgusted. Like, oh, what am I doing? And me not get satisfied. Me cheat on him all the time, right through the 7 years. But when she left with house and land and finances and every rotted thing. It's a wicked blow. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Good morning, SouFLo. How are you?
I'm good, family. How you doing?
I am good. I have a question.
Yes.
Why is that you men are so, what's the word, threatened by women who could stand on her own 2 feet?
Interesting question. She asked why, she has a question. Why is it that you men are so threatened by women who could stand on their own 2 feet? I can't answer that because I'm not one of those guys.
Well, I'm really happy to hear that.
Yeah, I'm not one of those guys. Let me put it to you like this. It depends on how you were raised. Like for me, I was raised to do everything. So I really and truly could be one of those guys that say, the only thing I need you for is pum pum or sex. And I can do better with multiple because then I have choices. And I can choose when they come and when they go. And I can have my space to myself all the other times and all that, right? So for me to choose to be with a woman, it would be because I want her and I want to be with her, not because I need her. Some men choose
in their 40s and you've been there, done that, and it's time to settle down.
Some men choose women because they need them, not because they want them, but because they need them. And then when that woman is one that is seen as powerful or can stand on her own, then I don't know. I guess it gets threatening to him because she might fling him out.
Look at the role of the Black woman in society since the days of slavery. We have always had to stand on our own. Our men were taken away from us financially, economically, socially, spiritually. The woman has also been the force in the diaspora.
Damn. for you to say you've always had to stand on your own as women, that's like saying the black man never existed and there were none that
I didn't say
fighting.
the black man never existed.
You said it in another way. You said it in another way.
Our support force has been taken away from us. You look at statistics now, they're saying that the black woman is the least protected in the United States.
Right. She's the least protected globally.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah. She's the least protected globally. But so is the black man. He's the least protected globally as well. See, this thing about black men and black women, we could go a whole nother different direction with this because
absolutely.
Yeah, because the problem I have with that is when black men or black women start to separate our struggles as if they're so different from each other. When the fact of the matter is, it's the same oppression that has been doled out to both of them because of
it
who
destroyed
they
the
are.
black family.
Right. And this banter back and forth it turns into a who's suffering more. I've suffered more than you have. No, I've suffered more than you have. I've been oppressed more than you. No, I've been oppressed more than you, kind of thing. Instead of both looking at each other and being like, listen, we both suffered. We've both been oppressed. We both have been denied.
Let's stand together.
Let's stand together. And we both have been harmed and we're both traumatized. Let's heal together and let's build together. That's the point that we need to get to. But this was designed because if you look at the Willie Lynch theory, even this that we're saying right now is written in it already. As something that should be put into play. And they said that once it's put into play, we won't even have to touch it anymore. We will watch them go through this for generations.
Well, this is why I always say when I use the N-word to describe certain type of black people, I always make the comment and say, Martha did a good job.
Yeah.
Psychologically.
Yeah, and sometimes I just look at someone and say, yeah, that's that 450 or that's that 400. And some people will know what it means, that they did a good job. They did a very good job.
But let's break it down into society and social expectation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm from Trinidad and Tobago. You catch the accent.
Mm-hmm.
Trinidadian men, Tobagonian men,
mm-hmm.
marriage is not a thing that our men run from. Especially when it comes to, because in Trinidad and Tobago, we have so many different types of religion.
So you're saying marriage is not a thing that Trini men run from?
Run from. For example, I come from both Christian and Muslim family. And I would say most, if not, I wouldn't say all, but most of my cousins back home, they're married. And I'm the oldest of like 50-something grandchildren. I'm Generation X, so this is younger men than myself.
Here's the thing. Whenever these studies are done, right, and it's global, you will always find an anomaly, or you will always find an exception or a few exceptions.
Yeah, outliers.
Outliers. Right. There are some families where everybody is geared to get married, and they grew up in that mindset, and they worked at getting married, and they did get married. But the question is, for the most part, why are far less men proposing or getting married than any other time in history?
Because they have nothing to offer.
Because they have nothing to offer.
Yeah. You talk about how women these days, how they look to see what a man has, and he has dollars or he has coins or whatever. My mother got married to my father in 1972. My mother had 2 wedding proposals before she met my father. And she did marry my father because he was an oil man. Oil men make money. Anybody from the Caribbean know when it comes to oil and gas, 3 men in oil and gas make money. That's why they have so much outside women and second families.
So you really think it's because they don't have anything to offer?
Me right now in my 40s, I'm not gonna marry a man. If I was to marry, this would be my second marriage. I'm not gonna marry a man if he don't have a pot to piss in.
Right. But I'm going to ask you again.
Women outlive men.
Yes.
Women naturally outlive men.
Yeah.
So if I was to marry a man in his 40s, most likely he will have children. Okay. If it is that he cooks today or tomorrow, most likely want to pass on whatever, a lot or little he has, to his children. All right. What am I going to be left with when I'm outliving him?
So let me gather you up real quick.
I can't live on air.
Okay. I agree. Let me gather you up real quick. So first of all, right, this whole notion about women outliving men, that's not really true.
It is very true. Naturally, women outlive men.
Well, my grandmother just passed, and my grandfather.
My mother died when she was 60 years old. My father died when he was 37. I was 6 years old when my father died.
Okay, and my grandparents
look it up.
My grandparents
outlive men.
Yeah, for you. My grandparents have been together for 60-something years, and my grandmother passed away and left him. So
yes, and again, you just said there are exceptions to the rule.
Yeah, but I know many more. I know many more.
SouFLo,
who have. I don't subscribe to that. I think if you
yourself as a favor, do the research and see how many years women outlive men naturally.
What science says that the female species on Earth naturally outlives the male species on Earth? What science says that?
That is empirical evidence.
What science says that?
Biology, physiology. Even when it comes to psychological science, it said married men outlive single men. Why? Because you have a nagging wife telling you need to go to the doctor. You need for a checkup. What's going on? Why your chest hurting? Most men ignore all those things.
Yeah. And yet still you say that they don't listen, right?
Listen. Okay. Naturally.
All right, listen. Contribute what you have to contribute, and then
it's like when you and your husband go on a drive and you give him directions and he hates hearing directions, even though you have a sense of direction and probably he doesn't, but because of that ego, he's gonna be like, I know where I'm going.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, you talk about genetical selection. Some women will want to pair up with men who look better. That's a natural thing in the animal kingdom. It's called natural selection. Charles Darwin. A peahen does not mate with a peacock with broken tail.
You say you're in your 40s, right?
I'm 49.
You're 49. Are you married?
Mm-hmm. No, I'm divorced and engaged.
Divorced and engaged.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How long were you married for?
I was married in college.
Right.
While I was in college,
not when you got married. How long were you married for? Not when you got married. How long were you married for? I'm trying to see
2 years.
2 years.
Yeah, it was an arranged marriage.
Okay, it was an arranged marriage, and then and now you've been engaged for how long?
I was like 6 months.
6 months at 49. Okay, so what's stopping you from going forward and getting married?
I don't know, honestly. I mean, there's no rush to run to the altar.
Okay.
Or to do a nikah.
Right. So when you hang up this phone, I'm gonna lay in, and I don't want you on the phone when I'm laying in.
I still love you. I
love you too. Big up yourself. Big up yourself.
Yeah. You have a great.
You too. All right. Listen. You see, it wasn't hard to tell. That's kind of like the reason right there. You know, it was not hard to tell. Let me put it to you like this. women outlive men. There's no science that says that. If you take care of yourself, you can outlive a lot of people. There's no science that says the female species on Earth outlives the male species on Earth. That's first of all. But without rebutting everything that she said, there are certain women who men are just not going to look to marry you. They will engage you. They'll put a ring on your finger. They'll engage you. They'll say, you're my fiance, but you're going to be fiance for like the next 20 years, right? Let me tell you how a man thinks. Like this. The man has to see wife quality in you. Specifically this. When a man is vibing with a woman, he wants to see forever in her. If a man sees forever in a woman as in, yo, Shagga left me. If I go down the road and anything happens a couple of years from now to me, is she the type that's going to flip me and wipe my ass or help to change my diaper? Or is she scared gone because tragedy struck? Is she the type that she give me the vibes like every time we argue, she don't even cook no more. I'm hungry, so I have to go source my own food. Well, you know what? I'm glad I can cook for myself, kind of thing. Then what do I need you for? I cook, wash, clean, do everything on my own. What are you here for? Pum pum. I can get that anytime I want to. So that with those dynamics, you notice she said she's been engaged for 6 months, right? Let me tell you why you're not married. Because he doesn't want to, or he doesn't want to right now. Let me be honest with you. He doesn't want to, or he doesn't want to right now. See, this is the thing that women don't understand, right? You and an elder said this to me a long time ago. And I gotta repeat it. Women choose who they or have sex with or make love to or who get piece of the pudding. Women choose that. Unless you're gonna rape her, but she gives her consent. She chooses. See? So when you go to a woman and you're like, yo, I want some of that to know, I'm gonna try all kind of way. If that woman don't find you in for any reason that she needs to unrobe herself, get naked and give you some or cock it up, unless I give you some and now and get none. She chooses that. She has the power then. She has the power to choose a mate. She don't have the power to choose husband. Very few women you see getting down on one knee with a ring talking about, will you marry me? And every time we see it, look at the reaction that society gives it. Even the women look at that to say, oh, hell no, I guess I'm going to have to be single my whole life. Come on, I'm going to pause no knee. If no boy with a ring, I talk about marry me, please. Right? So it is the man who chooses a wife. Whether you like it or not, that's what it is. It is the man who chooses a wife. See, Vicky Victory said it right there. Them they are yam feel. Not even yam head enough. Them get yam root. Them get yam feel. Them get them. Listen again. The man chooses a wife. So he could string you forever being a fiance. And you can't tell everybody, boy, you're a fiance. And some men do this because they probably really do check for you, but they're waiting for you to develop those qualities. So it's like, yeah, I'm not going to treat you like a hit and run. I'm going to give you some time to grow into this role, to develop into this role. I was watching a video the other day where the brother was, and y'all probably seen it because the video went viral. The brother said to the girl, so babe, tell me this. What do I have to do to be your husband? And then he stopped and he said, yo, hold on. She said, I have to see husband in you, husband qualities in you. He said, okay, what are the husband qualities? Like pay the bills, make me feel secured, love me, listen to me, be there for me, dependable, like when I need you, blah, blah, blah. She lists all the things, right? And he said, that's crazy because as a boyfriend, I'm already doing all these husband things, yet you still don't see a husband in me until I put a ring on your finger. Then y'all gonna say, oh, that's my husband. But as a girlfriend, the qualities that she brings to the table, they're not wife qualities. So he's looking for wife qualities. but he's already performing as husband. And he was required to perform as a husband in order to be a boyfriend. See? End of the day, this is where the man's true power is in this dynamic. He chooses who gets wifed. So you can take it how you want to. He chooses who gets wifed. So I don't want no woman come tell me about, yeah, I've been divorced for 6 months, and you're 49 and I'm not gonna marry anybody unless them have this and they have that, but I'm engaged and I've been engaged for 6 months. First of all, if you're 49, you shouldn't be engaged to anybody that you don't plan on marrying, and you shouldn't have that. That conversation shouldn't be coming out your mouth that I'm not gonna be marrying anybody who don't have this and it like she a fling word to our man, right? That she's engaged to. Like, you don't have everything yet in place, so they are engaged right now. But we can make it to marriage once you put everything together properly that I want. Yeah, identity, that too. But people lie all the time, and I'm not gonna argue about the age thing or whatever. Anyhow, what I'm trying to say here is this. The question was, far less men are proposing and getting married than any other time in history. Why? My theory is that there's no need to, unless you really have everything in place, because everything else is free. One time gone, it was scandalous for men to just be out there, believe it or not. And it was scandalous for women to be out there. Times have changed. The world is way open. Everybody frisky. I'm who I want to. It's my body. Let me live my life. So one man openly have 10 gal and one woman openly dating 4, 5, 6 men. And you can't tell her nothing. And if you call her a hoe, you're wrong. Because that's so, all these words they make up for that. And I can do what men do too and all that. So we're living in that type of a world. Plus, remember, right now, the vagina, them get used so much, them are design surgery feet. So now they invented surgery for it. So now you have the designer vagina surgery, which just doubled this year designer vaginas. Between the toys and the many partners, and they're living in a hole and beat it out. And then when they feel like, there's a lot of women who judge themselves by their vaginas anyways. And it don't have nothing to do with us, especially in our culture. It's like, who have the tight hole, and my tight hole will take away your man, and if him ever get a one from him now come back to you, I'm gonna take away a girl, man. And that kind of a thinking. So it's no wonder why that doubled. Live on the air with SouFLo. Yeah, turn me down. Them hang up to So I think that men are not seeing the benefits of marriage. But when a man finds a woman who he can see all this in, I remember, there's no guarantee in marriage, so everything can good. Me see people live 20 years together, and after 20 odd years, them end up get divorced. So it's not like you could call it from the beginning. But when you have a rider, when you have somebody that looks at you and says, you are my person, I'm not going nowhere, it's me and you forever. Them have to look upon you and tell you that. Them have to live it every day and make you feel that. And if they're not, then there's no reason to be married. And men see that. A lot of men used to need help paying the bills as well, just like a lot of women used to need help paying the bills as well. So you will have people from past generations who will come and say, well, my mom married my dad because he was making good money, and she didn't have much of an education or whatever because of the time they came up in and whatever, and then blah blah blah. Not so much today again. That gone, because our women are getting far further ahead in institutions than we are. But we're out here being entrepreneurs as well, outside of institutions, and we get into the bag. So money is out here for us. We getting our money. We putting ourselves in place as well. We don't need her to say, okay, I need a woman to help me so both of us can get together and pay this mortgage or pay this rent or pay the water bill, light bill, phone bill, this bill, that bill. I could do all that by myself. Right? So when a man sees that, he's like, if I could already do all that by myself, why am I going to get married to headache? Why am I going to get married to the possibility of being hurt? Why am I going to get married to frivolous and frisky? Because a lot of people this generation and now is frivolous. Right? Here today, gone tomorrow. Oops, you change. Bye. I'm out. On to the next one. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Yes, morning, SouFLo.
Morning, fam. How you doing?
I'm good. How are yourself?
I'm all right, brother. Talk to me now.
Listen, a lot of women feels. Oh, by the way, can I say the SEX?
Yes, man.
Okay. A lot of women feel like sex is what makes the relationship. A lot of females don't understand that sex is everywhere. What else do you have to bring to that table
besides sex?
Because usually when a man asks a woman what you bring to the table, she's thinking about money, monetary values.
Mm-hmm.
No, we're talking about the communication.
Speak.
If I'm having a bad day, are you there? Can I sit and talk with you?
Speak.
Can we have a conversation?
Mm-hmm. Can you bring happiness into my home? I can bring happiness into my home by myself, but will you add to my happiness, or will you destroy my happiness and bring anxiety and sadness and drama into my home or into our union? Yes, you're absolutely on the right track, my brother.
Sometimes,
go ahead.
Like you said, a woman will say, "Oh, I'm engaged." How long you engaged? 2 years. You know that remind me of Lord of the Rings. Smeagol?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're going to be like that for the rest of your life. Because a man is going to be looking for certain qualities. If he's not getting that from you, he's not going to make a commitment.
Facts.
And today they talk about the bad bitch and the bad this and that, and independent woman and this and that. When a man gets rich, he thinks about how he can make his family better. Right? When a woman gets rich, she starts to say, "I don't need a man."
Yeah, and that's
so why would I marry into that?
Yes.
Because you're looking to marry me just because me as a backup. If you fail, you're going to depend on my riches. No, let us make this riches together.
Yeah, and give me the reassurance that you can be a part of my peace, and somebody I can confide in, and somebody who I can depend on for longevity.
Yeah, I was watching a program yesterday, and the question that they asked, what is it that a woman can bring to a relationship other than sex? Or can you the topic was, can you satisfy a man without sex? A lot of women cannot answer that question. And if you can't answer that question, you're not ready for a relationship, much less a marriage.
Round of applause, my brother. Round of applause. Absolutely. Right? Absolutely.
So it is not that we don't want to commit to it. It's not that we don't want to marry, but what is there for us to marry?
Yeah, you notice what the lady said, that called earlier said, it's because them don't have anything to offer. Which is farthest from the truth. It's because they're protecting themselves.
Yes. Because right now, a woman is looking for a man right now. So with money, because guess what? She's looking at, guess what? If I divorce him, I have half of whatever he has.
And me no want to start back from square one.
And all right. I was watching something just the other day. This guy, he married to this woman, and they were together for 20 years. And for the 20 years, this man was miserable. She filed for divorce. And said, no, she said that she wanted a divorce, and she's going to take him for half of whatever he had. The man said to her, "Okay, you can go ahead and try to get whatever you want, but I divorced you 1 month after we got married. Right? He divorced her outside of the country, where in which you can divorce anywhere, just seem like you can marry anywhere. Right? Because the thing about it is, so for instance, you have a spouse. You want to get divorced. You don't need their signature. Right? All you have to do, if you're in the US, all you have to do, you do a search. Search for this person as if they're missing.
Right.
You don't know where they are.
And they'll require you to put an article in the newspaper. They're not in the military. Right, and they'll require you to put an article in the newspaper. And the article stays in the newspaper for I think it's 30 days. And if they don't respond within that 30 days, then the state will finalize the divorce without the presence of the other person. Absolutely.
So I said that to say this. She went into that marriage with the intention that she was going to leave something. And she left with nothing after 20 years.
You see. So you hit the point, man. You hit the nail right on the head. At the end of the day, the question was, why are far less men proposing and getting married than any other time in history? And that's it right there for me. Exactly right there for me, because men are asking or are requiring that you bring something to the table. And I'm glad that you covered that part about bringing something to the table, because when you say to most women, what do you bring to the table? They automatically think it's something like financially. Well, I don't have no money right now, or they think it's something else. When in truth, what you bring to the table, we're looking for. Because a man who can afford, and he's not looking for your finances, he's looking for the happiness. He's looking for, can I talk to you? Can you listen to me? You know what I mean? Can I instruct you with certain things and you not cuss me out? Can I share my deepest, darkest moments with you? Can you be comfort for me? I'm going to be these things for you, but can you be all this for me? Or am I looking at being in a relationship where I feel lonely and you just hanging in there until you feel like leaving, kind of thing? You know? So yes, you're absolutely right, my friend. Thank you.
All right, enjoy the rest of your day.
All right, you too, my brother.
Going back to listening.
All right, bless.
Because I know that they're gonna have some females that will come to bash whatever, or to go against everything that I said.
As always.
So I'm listening.
As always. All right. Why? All right. So some people say they mostly stay for the kids. She definitely never lived in Canada. Well, men stay for the kids too. That's the thing. They stay for the kids too, because they don't want to see their children, or they don't want to come home every day and their children are not there and all this other stuff. And those are the reasons why they are not jumping into marriage. Because when a woman is ready, she just scrape the whole of your picnic them and gone, empty your house and gone. And you are left with coming home to silence in the house when your babies used to run around and stuff, or you had your teenagers who you used to vibe with or whatever. She just scrape everybody and gone. And you can't do it. She does it. So if this is the outlook from the beginning, men ain't getting in. Men ain't getting in. A man has to see that. That's the reason why, have you ever seen like some people, right? A man will meet a woman in January and by December she married. And then you have others where a man will meet her in January and 10 Januaries will pass before him actually even propose. It's because it's different qualities of a woman, and you recognize the different qualities at different stages. Some women come with it strong from the beginning and hold out just like that because that's just who she is. And then others, they're not like that. So they have to tell themselves something else. And you are like, I'm falling in love with her, but have everything in place as far as the qualities go. I could tell this is going to be problems down the road. Let me wait and see if, she go changing this way or changing that way or whatever. And then she's taking forever. So the marriage is taking forever too. And the more she pushed back becoming what he wants, even if a man never say it to her, he's thinking it. So ladies, even if a man has never said it to you, he's thinking it. Enough woman are gonna go home today and start problems in a them house instead of using this as a marker, as some clue. I just gave you jewels. Most of y'all who are engaged are going to go home today and be like, marry me now or I'm out. Because I just watch, in her mind, she'll be like, me just watch SouFLo today and him say. So me are the one where you string along. No, marry me now. No, don't do that. Develop the qualities that he's looking for now, and then he'll marry you now. See? Live on the air with SouFLo. Morning. All right, that never go good. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Hello, SouFLo. This is Shelly.
Good morning, Shelly. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm very glad that you're having this conversation. I have a few things to ask you, and yeah, like I like as a man, I appreciate your feedback. Okay, so my first thing that I want to say is that sometimes we feel that men don't have feelings as a woman. And what you said some things. You said, well, men feel like the woman is gonna leave them or use them, something like that.
Yeah, he has to see the qualities that tells him that you're not going to just up and leave, and you're not going to have me over here shelling out half of everything I've earned plus $10,000 for a divorce, finalizing it, and all this other stuff, and rip my kids away from my house. Because some women bring that. You could tell from the beginning. She's like, I'm out of here, pack bags, gone. And then, you know that from the get-go, okay, she's one of those. If I marry her, it'll definitely end up in divorce, or it'll definitely end up with me getting left. Or if I get sick, I could see her walking out on me. If a man sees these things, he is never going to marry you. Yeah. He has to see, and vice versa. It should be that way if a woman had control. Like, she don't have control in this instance, as in who marries. The man does. But if a woman did, she would never. And even if she don't, she still would never. Like, ain't no woman out here going to look for a man that tells her up front with his actions that this is a man that's going to break your heart. This is a man that's going to leave you. This is a man that's going to break up your household, take all your kids, break down everything that y'all built together and split it up and go his own way. If you could see that from the beginning, you're not running after no husband in this man. So men are seeing that as well and mirroring it on the other side. And they're like, yeah, I see those qualities in you. So here what? You nice most of the time, but hold this engagement ring right here. And the engagement ring, and that's why in some cases, the example is you meet a woman in January and by December you're married. And people are like, damn, they got married fast. As opposed to, why you still haven't married me yet? How long is this going to take? And it's 20 January's down the road. That's why.
Yeah. And I think even, again, I'm going to say it again, as a woman, sometimes I don't think about men's feelings. You know what I'm saying? And then thank you for putting it very eloquently, and I understood that. Yeah. All right. So, but my issue is, right, and this is why I tell a lot of women not to have children without marriage, because what you said makes sense. Like, you meet a woman, she doesn't have wife qualities, you can't trust her in certain things. But I don't like the fact that people will stay with somebody knowing that this person doesn't have husband and wife qualities, but at the same time would have 1, 2, 3, 4 children with her. And I don't understand. And maybe you could explain it to me.
I could definitely.
How can a man see a woman to be a mother but not a wife?
Okay, I can definitely explain that to you. So, and this comes down to personal opinion as well as, because not everybody live life the way I do or view things the way I do. So personally, it's like this for me. I teeter on the polygamy / monogamy thing. Like, in my mind, somewhere it's unnatural for men and women to be one man, one woman together. And that's why there's so many issues there, right? We're trying to make something that nature tells us does not work kind of thing. So with that said, remember that I said that first. That's my chain of thought. Now, for me to settle in with a woman and say, remember, I'm a man. I can't have children. So I need a woman to have children. And just like the caller earlier said, natural selection or whatever, we look at women the same way. Like, yo, she's beautiful and she got some beautiful features. I wouldn't mind having a baby from her because I know that's going to be a beautiful child between me and her. And that's just for physical aesthetics. At the end of the day, I know that with or without her, I can take care of that child. So I'm not looking for wife per se, as in I'm going to hold out and never have children until I find a wife. I don't control time. I don't know how long I have on earth. I don't want my story to be he came and he left. Nothing left behind. Women are here. God created women to bring babies, and there's nothing that says marriage is required. Matter of fact, marriage is more of a spiritual thing for me than it is pen and paper, systemic marriage. Marriage is marriage of the soul, marriage of minds, right? That's what marriage is for me. So we can get married and have babies without pen and paper in my world. And there are a lot of men that think that way as well. So you're good. You're good for you can be good for marriage. As in sex, you can be good for having my babies, and you can be good for being a fiance for many years. But until that thing is there that says you're not going to leave me, violate me, hurt me, disrespect me, I'm not doing marriage. That's what men are coming up to today. And that's why so many, my opinion is, that's why so many men are not upping to get married anymore.
I'm glad that you said that and you explained that very well. Now, really quick, I'm coming from a standpoint because I live in America. I grew up here. Mm-hmm. Okay, I was born in Jamaica and I grew up here. Now, the issue that is plaguing the quote unquote Black community mm-hmm. is what Black men said, that Black single mothers. And we're going to have to disagree on what you said, because they're creating this problem while at the same time complaining
who's creating
about
the problem. Who's creating the
problem? Both people, because remember I said in the beginning, this is why I tell women do not push out children without marriage, because these same men would blame you for having children without being married and blame you for the crime that's committed because the father is not in the home. No, and like you said,
I blame them
hear
more
me,
for...
hear me out. Hear me out. Like I'm not arguing. I'm just saying because
I'm not arguing
I just
either.
feel that it is.
But go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. You're good.
Go ahead. Okay, no, because this is the issue that I have, is that that's the problem about. You don't look at marriage as, you think marriage is spiritual or whatever. And maybe because I'm coming from what I'm hearing up here. Say again?
Oh no.
Because I hear an echo for some reason. I can't hear.
No, you're good.
No, I'm saying I'm hearing an echo. I don't know if it's my phone or whatever.
Well, you're clear on this side.
Okay, so that's the problem. Why keep creating single mothers? And not, you understand what I'm saying? If women hold the power, this is what I'm telling women: do not give men children without marriage. If he could say that you have good genes to have children, well, he should see in me I could be a wife. And if he doesn't see that I am not wife quality, he should leave right off the bat. Don't string me along. No. I don't think that it's fair to do that, to have a woman live with you 8, 10 years, and you knew that off the bat that the woman was not wifey material.
No, Shell.
Why wouldn't he go and get a woman that have these qualities?
All right, Shell.
This is what I disagree with.
Okay, listen. Okay, your innate ability to have a child, that was put in you from creation. Understand? So when a man sees you as beautiful and somebody that could bring forth a beautiful child, that does not qualify you for marriage. That's not the basis on which marriage requirements qualify. You understand what I'm saying?
But what if for me that is a
in other words, you're saying that a man should marry a woman because she look good and him think she look good and she can have pretty babies for him.
No, that's not what I said.
Right. That's not what you said in those words, but that's what it translates to.
How?
You just said if he sees you as beautiful and good looking and good enough to have babies with, pretty enough to have babies with, then why not marry you? In other words, what you're saying in a different set of words is if you see the woman and she look good and you think she's pretty enough to have babies with, marry her.
He shouldn't have children with her, period, without marriage.
Well, we live different lives here, because I'm sure you're going to say one man shouldn't have 7 wives too, right?
No. I don't know if you remember me. I was a Hebrew Israelite, so I believe in that culture.
So you're for polygamy?
It's been a while since I called. Yeah.
So you're for polygamy?
Yes, I do. Yes, I believe in that.
Okay, well, if more women were for polygamy, here's what. We could have a wife that don't want to have children, and then we could have a wife that wants to have all the children, or other wives that want to have all the children.
I think that would be
But since we're forcing this monogamy thing, you're going to have to come with the whole package, because you're going to have to come with everything, all inconclusive, rather.
I think that I'm more plausible to be in a polygamy relationship because I do not want any children. I've never wanted any children. So I cannot, if I was going to be with a man, he would have to have children already. And I would have to know from the beginning. I don't know what I heard my wife.
I know that. Babe, did you just say amen? So you down for the polygamy? Oh, well, don't come in there then. No, I don't want.
She said she don't want no kids, and if she has a man, he has to already have children. And I said,
he doesn't have. If he wants to be with me in a monogamy, he cannot want to have any more children because I'm not giving him no children.
Amen to that.
Well,
that's right off the bat. And every man I meet, I always tell them, maybe that's why I'm single. I'm not having no children, period.
Bing. Right there. Bing.
Yep.
Yeah.
But at least you admit it. You said it.
Yeah, it on the front.
Different strokes for different folks. Different strokes for different folks. But I don't think the capability to have children qualifies you for marriage. Put it that way. It doesn't. There has to be a whole other set of stuff. Because if that's the case, then every good-looking man should be able to have babies with beautiful women too. But here's the thing at the end of the day. We would say, him handsome but a workless boy, and him can't even help pay the bills, let alone pay them on his own. So what's he going to contribute to babies that he's going to give you? What, poverty? He's going to put you in a poverty situation. And you know what I'm saying? So it has to be a list of requirements there. Is this man lazy? Is he going to get up and go out to work? Is he a go-getter? Is he somebody that's ambitious? Is he somebody that's loving? Is he somebody that's caring? Because you don't want a man who's going to be strangling your children and boxing them all over the place. And then when you jump in, don't lick Junior like that, him thump you in your mouth too. And, you don't want a baboon gorilla in your house either at the end of the day. So there has to be a list of qualities on both sides. Now, when a man possesses his list of qualities and he's ready to give them, but he keeps running into females that don't have what he requires, you might vibe with her, but that doesn't mean you're required to marry her. Give her time to develop those qualities you're looking for. And guess what? Here's the beautiful part. If you're open and honest with a woman and she desires to be yours, she will become the things that you require to be with you. It's like walking into Walmart. The stuff I'm going in there to buy costs $10.99 plus tax. I'm not going in there with $7.50 and say, give it to me, because I came with almost the right amount of money. No, I have to come with what's required, and then it's an even exchange.
Okay. I have something else to ask you real quick. I know you have other callers.
All right.
I'm confused about this, right? Mm-hmm. When a man said that he doesn't want a gold digger, mm-hmm. right? And a woman leads with, I have a college, I'm college educated, I make this amount of money. The question is what you bring to the table is very confusing, because on one hand, I don't want you to use me for my money, mm-hmm. but if I tell you that I bring to the table, I have a degree and I make a lot of money, why is that wrong?
If a man says it, why is it wrong?
Or if a man says, I don't want a gold digger, I don't want a woman to use me for my money.
Right.
But I come to him and say, listen, I make this amount a year, and I have a college education. And because of my college education, it allows me to make this amount of money. Mm-hmm. Why is that wrong to some men?
I don't know. I wouldn't see anything wrong with that, because if we get to the point in a relationship where we are discussing salaries, me and you must be way in already. And you know what's funny? I was going to tell the story, and thank you for bringing this up. I was at Home Depot yesterday because I'm looking for some fencing to fence off the front of this property. And in comes this older gentleman, and there's this Spanish girl that's doing the cashier stuff, right? And the first thing he comes off with is, oh, I'm heading up to Massachusetts next week. And she was like, oh, trying to be polite, customer service. She was like, oh, enjoy your trip. What are you going there for? Vacation? Hear this, man. I'm going up there to check on my 5 houses, because I own 5 houses up there and they're all rented out. And I just purchased my property here in Florida. It's fully paid off. And he just kept going in. And I'm looking at him like, obviously you like the girl, because the conversation got way more inappropriate. Specifically, he said, oh, and while I'm up there, I could fuck some of my old bitches. Now I'm talking about an older white man with gray hairs, right? All over, even though young people have gray hair nowadays, but he was older. He's got to have been like in my mom's age group. So I'm looking at him from me ringing up my stuff or me inquiring about my stuff. And I thought to myself, this is how you actually attract a gold digger, because if she was on it, she would have been like, own 5 properties and 1 here, that's 6. Bing! Okay, so here what? You need some company? I would start, you know what I mean? If she was that type. And they lead with that, what they own and what they have and what they accomplish, and then they get used for it, and then they complain about it. So I'm looking at him like he's a big fool. Right? But I can see how they get used by who want to use it. And she was far younger. So there's no reason to be telling her all the stuff you owned, 5 houses, and they're all rented out and making money. And you're just going to go ride your bike around the mountains and check on your tenants and collect some money and have a little fun and fuck your old bitches. And I'm like, whoa, when he said that part, I was like, okay, obviously, he's trying at this young girl, like, here's a bait, bite. But I don't know if too many people were there or what, but she didn't bite the bait kind of thing. But if a woman tells me that, I would match her conversation. I'll be like, yeah, good. I mean, that's good for you. So you can really stand on your own. Like, you're not going to be depending on a man to help you with half of the bills or anything. You're out here strong. You're holding it down strong. Not and kudos to your accomplishments, but that's about it. I wouldn't be offended because she said that.
Okay. Thank you again, and I liked that you explained when a man you in the caller before me, when y'all explain when men ask what you bring to the table, they're actually asking characteristics like peace. And so I was so confused about
they're
that.
Not
Thank you so much.
I appreciate you too. Have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right. Yeah. Awesome. Yo, I love talking to her. She'll call and mad me up sometimes, but she called with real sense today. Good conversation. SouFlo, that man was a serial killer. Kaz Robinson said he was a serial killer. That man is a dunce, a big dunce. And the whole time I'm standing there, hey, shout out to the Jamaican dude that said, SouFlo, wagwan, and come give me a pound, and said he was building a fence and had a whole bunch of equipment going out to his truck. Big up to him. If him watch, him know who him is. But it was that same time, the man who did there at the counter, right? That's how he was talking to the cashier. I guess he's looking at her like, she working here as a cashier. She don't make much money. If I throw bait out, she'll bite. And she done pretty and sexy already and everything like that. He's trying to reel her in. But when men do that and then you get used, don't cry to nobody. You did that. You came in here with all your belongings on your forehead, telling her to pick which one she wants. So don't cry. Live on the air with SouFlo. Good morning.
Good morning, SouFlo. How you doing?
I'm good, family. How you doing?
Good. Interesting conversation.
Yeah.
You know, this term, what you bring to the table,
right?
It turns my spirit.
Yes.
I mean,
tell me why.
Why do we have to ask, so what do you bring to the table? Can't you just observe the person and observe their behavior and the characteristics? Like, is this an interview? Because anybody can come and pitch their best self and tell you with words what they bring to the table. It just sounds so impersonal. It sounds so like unloving. I mean, I know you don't know the person to love them, but it doesn't sound like two people who are getting into a relationship.
It's a business transaction.
It's a business transaction.
Right.
That's what it feels like.
Right.
You know, it's cold.
Right.
Just observe the person. You don't have to sit there and say, so what do you bring to the table? You know, it's a turnoff, man. It's such a turnoff to me. Like, maybe that's just me. But I mean.
No, I agree.
You know, it's so cold. And I think that's part of the reason why relationships are not working out today. Everybody's cold.
Yeah.
You know?
True.
The men are cold, the women are cold.
True.
That's not how look at how our grandparents did it. How some of our parents did it. That's not, they didn't go and ask each other. None of us, matter of fact, none of them even had a table, much less.
You know what? I
want to interject the table together.
I want to interject something before I forget. I want to put something in before I forget. You ready?
Okay. Yes.
I think with the rise of technology, that has also damaged communication because, and I've seen it, I've experienced it. For instance, back in the day when there was no internet and no your phone where you had 24 hours internet service and all kinds of entertainment on that one phone, people would talk to each other. And when they got mad with each other, they would be mad for a short period of time, but they would make sure they got back to the person and squash that so they can get back to a loving kind of feel and environment. But nowadays, it's like you say something wrong, your partner goes, oh, they're upset with you. They take themselves away and they're on their device. And they're fully entertained because they don't need you. They have this device they could go to for entertainment. Whereas if that didn't exist, they would just be sitting there staring at a wall and it would bug them out. So they would actually come back and talk to you. Yeah, so I think even with the rise of technology, that has damaged how we're using it, has damaged relationships as well.
Yeah, but I mean, it's bad because, especially, I don't know if it's the social media space, because I see men, not necessarily in the Caribbean space, but just like Black America in general, men calling each other simps, the women calling each other pick-me's. And I mean, so a man to be a gentleman is a simp, and a woman to want to be in a relationship is a pick-me. And it's like, these are derogatory terms. So by the time we're done, there's not going to be no people. There's not going to be no relationships. The only relationships are going to be, the only people promoting relationships is the LGBT. So we're going to have their LGBT relationship, and the heterosexual relationships are going to be non-existent. I mean, that's what I see in the future based on where we're going.
That's
we have, yeah, that's what you see. That's what's being promoted. You watch Netflix. Tell me when you see a loving man and a loving woman. Most of the time, at least from what I see, they're pushing LGBT romance. And if it's a man and a woman, there's some sort of contention there. And that's what we're playing out in real life.
As if that kind of relationship cannot be attractive and, loving and whatever, appealing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Right. We have to open our eyes and shapen up. Our grandparents, our great-grandparents, my grandparents were married for 76 years. Till death did them part. Matter of fact, my grandfather was 92. My grandmother was still saying, I hope God give you a few more years.
Lovely.
Because they were so in love, We have to get back and figure out how our grandparents did it and do all this money thing. Money come and go. Yes, it's important to an extent, but that's not what built marriage. Our grandparents didn't have no money. My grandfather couldn't even read, much less have money.
Yes, right there.
But he was a well-respected man in his community and his children and his grandchildren. You know what I mean? We have to get out of all this superficial material.
Build something together that you can be proud of and the people around you can respect.
Build a table together. If you want a table, build it together.
Yes.
That's how our people did it before us, So two people bringing two different tables don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? Build it together.
We'll join the table, and when things don't work out, you leave with her table and you leave with your table.
It's crazy. So we have to think different. This modern thing is not working for us.
Absolutely. I absolutely agree.
So that's it.
Thank you.
Take care.
This two-table thing now work. We're not giant. And my grandmother had an extended table in her living room. And when family come visit is when she pull out the table. Them table that have the extra piece in the middle. So the table can get longer. And then we put more chairs around it. More people sit down. When she said that just now about this two-table thing not working. You imagine literally two people putting two tables together. Okay, now we're together. Okay, things ain't working out. Give me my table. I'm gone with my table. You're gone with your table. Yo, build something together that you yourself can be proud of and that society or the people around you in your community will respect when they see it. That's what my grandparents did. And she called them ages. My grandfather is probably about 96 now. And my grandmother, y'all know, she just passed away. God bless her soul. 95. She passed away at 95 years old. And her and my grandfather were together for buku long years. And what I remember seeing is how one time I'm visiting, I told y'all this before, but someone will probably not catch it. One time I visit from foreign and my grandmother caught a cramp, right? And because she had arthritis, so she caught a cramp and she there hitting her leg like this. And she's like, ah. And I see my grandfather get up, right? Now I know this man to be strong. And this is the first time I had went back and realized that he had like aged so much that his back wasn't the same. So when he got up hunched over like this. And he stayed hunched over for most of the journey that he went in a hurry to go grab the bay rum and come back and start suck up his wife. And I said to myself, I said, look at this. Like, damn, I hope I have somebody that loved me for that long, that when I'm old and friggin' arthritis is kicking in and my muscles are cramping up, they care enough to, even though they're hobbled over, they can go grab some beer rum and come back and suck up me something and massage up the liquor part for me and still caring for him as if, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're my person. It's us till death do us part for real. Took this vow in front of God and we're not changing it no matter what. They went through a whole lot of ups and downs too, but people mind ain't like that anymore because society has changed. And you see this right here, so people sit all day and admire other people's life all day, lust after other people's husband and other people's wife, and oh, I want one like that. No wonder them come off of this and them start look on you like, because you don't look like Keisha's husband. Keisha, man, fine as hell. And they start feeling disgusted about their own life, about who is in their own life. You know what I'm saying? And they go back on it again. They're like, well, we don't have that kind of house there, but they're doing so much better and all that. And they start minimizing all their own accomplishments and the accomplishments of those they're in love with or with, while praising and exalting whoever is on here. This. And then when them get vexed with each other, back to this again. I don't need to talk to you. I'm going to go over there and stay in this room. I got this. Lusting, enjoying, you know, you're completely cut off and blocked off. Nothing in their mind is saying, hey, go talk to your partner. You need to go talk to your partner. You just opened the door for someone else to step in that door. I look at it spiritually, like seal up all corners of your relationship so nothing can't get in. I look at it like a house with windows, doors, and you're walking around and just leaving your windows and your doors open. When cockroach fly in your house, my friend, and junk crow pitching in your living room, you can't be mad with nobody. You left all the damn windows and your doors open. You have to seal up your relationship, right? Not everybody is thinking like that. So relationships fall apart easily, and we're in the time where it's on to the next one. Bye. Scrub to the left, to the left. Everything you own in the box to the left, even the songs. Validate. On to the next one. On to the next one. You know the messed up thing is, even somebody like a Beyonce would sing that. Everything you own in the box to the left, and I can replace you and get another you in a minute. You notice that she there with one man from God know when till now though. But she sell that idea, and a lot of women buy that and actually live by that. She didn't live by that. But hey, smokes and mirrors, man. So that's where we are with this morning. Just my thoughts on why men are no longer proposing or are holding off on the marriage stuff more than ever before in history. A cockroach like mackerel pitching at you. Take away people, man. She said, take away people, man. A little cockroach like me. Yeah, take away people, man. One mackerel and they'll say, yeah, take away people, man. A little cockroach like me. Yeah, take him away, yes. We take away people, man. Take people, man. That's some name. Take people, man. Yeah, because you left window open and cockroach fly in and see that. No, you're mad. Mad with who? Mad with who? You mad and you gone to the next side of the house, on your phone, go watch porn or admire some big batty girl on Instagram and your wife over there need a hug. I need you to say, listen, we don't need to be fighting like this. I could talk this out or whatever. Or vice versa. Same way around. She get mad and gone about your business and leave the man over there. And the man well need a hug or need you to say, listen, babe, I love you. I respect you. We don't need to be fighting like this. We should never be speaking to each other in this manner, blah, blah, blah. That not happen because this. So by the time you check it, off to somebody else who's saying, damn, you're a catch. You're beautiful, or you're handsome, or whatever, you know, or you open the door. You open the door. And you know how it go. When cockroach come, them come to stay. Very hard to get rid of them. Them say the cockroach, them can actually survive a nuclear blast, right? If everything burn up around you, the cockroach, them will be here still. So you know when cockroach come in, you're going to have problems. Good luck getting the cockroach back out. Because just don't have the cockroach come in the first place. There's other things I wanted to talk about this morning, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to fly by them. We did a video about the two brothers who drowned in the U.S., which is a sad, sad story. And the update to that is that their bodies still have not been found. Well, one of them, his body still has not been found. That water, if you look at that water, the water look like it don't move. But the undercurrent in that water, they say it's ripping so fast, it took him out to sea, and they can't find him body. I'm guessing by now, sharks probably have done their thing with that body. I'm hoping they would have found the body so the family can get a good burial and thing. And there's a GoFundMe that's set up. I'm going to find the GoFundMe info for those of you who want to contribute, because now the family will have to fly those two brothers' bodies back, or at least the one that they've found, fly his body back to Jamaica, because they're not Jamaican. They were here in the U.S. on a work program, right? I told y'all before, my mom had a restaurant here, and, you know, students would come up from Jamaica, from University of the West Indies, UTEC, wherever, and they would work there over the summer. And the money that they made there, they would use it to pay their tuition in school in Jamaica to further their education and whatever. So that's the kind of program that they came up here on. And both brothers ended up dying. That is devastating and tragic. But one brother still has not been found. That's all I was going to say about that. And the other thing that we already tied in the designer vagina thing. You know, I watched the surgery. And I have to ask myself, like, why? Like, why are you doing that to yourself? But again, we're in that kind of a world. You know, mash it up. Make it feel like, say, a Big Mac truck slapping a little 2-car garage. Bust it up. And then I hope I make enough money so I can fix it back and make it feel like it's good again. I don't know. But that's where we're at with that. And of course, the last one was the Andrew Holness speaking about illegal guns. Very important piece of information. I'm going to take 5 minutes to give you this because I have to go. Here's the information. The plan in Jamaica is to make the penalty for being caught with an illegal gun so severe. You will be doing about 25 years in prison or so. Your first time getting caught with one. Don't matter if it didn't kill nobody or nothing, just get catch with one. He's championing this into law. He said this. I have the speech right here. He said, this excuse where I hear people talking about me I carry a gun for protect myself is nonsense. Bro, in a country where over 1,000 people are murdered every 365 days, a man say I carry a gun for protect himself and he has no criminal records and he's not into criminality, and you say that's nonsense. You have a team of security, highly trained security. You're good and you live in a secured place. Big high wall. You never see the wall around the Prime Minister mansion? It's a huge wall. You know what I'm saying? They would need a helicopter to scale his wall to get into his property. And anytime he leaves that compound, he has security forces right back, front, left side, right. So you can't say that about the people. I told y'all this before. There are like Laden. One guy that I look at all the time is Laden. Another one I look at all the time is Tommy Lee. And I'm saying these things to say this. Until they fix the FLA and the way how law-abiding, tax-paying citizens are able to go and get a gun legally with a carry permit to protect themselves, you will always have Jamaican citizens who are not criminals who feel like they need to carry one just in case, and they will never use it. I even gave y'all an example. I started carrying a gun at 14 years old. Me. If my mom watching this right now, I'm sure she's like, Jesus Christ. But you don't know, our prayers them protect me over the years or whatever, or I was never the type to get into criminal stuff. I just carried it because of the climate, how America was when I first got here. I said, nobody now kill me off in this. I make up my mind to survive from I was very young. So it's either I'm going to kill somebody or people going to leave me alone. And I carried a gun from I was 14. And it's at 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. As soon as I hit 18, I went straight to the gun shop and bought me a shotgun. And that was my first gun, legal gun. Because in the US, it allows you to do that. They don't ask you which community you live in. Gunman around there, what you have to be afraid of. They don't ask you all these questions. It is your constitutional right to protect yourself, understanding that danger comes everywhere to everyone, or can be everywhere to everyone, right? So they give it to you. Now there are strict laws, because if you use it in a way you're not supposed to use it, then you automatically become a criminal and you will be punished just like how they would punish a criminal that used that gun. And you understand that, so me just hold on my little thing and me know say, yo, me not have this for no badness. Me have this because things are going wrong which part I'm living in. I don't want to be a victim. See, it's the same thing that's happening in Jamaica right now. So I still don't hear the Prime Minister talking about how they're going to fix the FLA. I think they've rigged all this, high murder rate, violence in the country, and keep the FLA the way it is, so these people will either be at the mercy of gunmen or be weaponless and unable to protect themselves. So me I wait for a gunman to come kill me then, because the FLA said me can't get no gun to protect myself. All right, Andrew say if him catch me with one, he might give me about 25 years of prison just for that. You see? I don't know, man. The more this Prime Minister talk is, the more I'm like, who is advising him? Who's pulling his strings? who is he working for? Because you can't tell me that you have the best interest of citizens, law-abiding, tax-paying citizens at heart, if this is the type of stuff you're coming up with. You have to fix this all the way up and down the spectrum, my friend. You can't just start give people how many years just because them catch with gun first time. And you can't tell the people get rid of anything that protects their life without putting something in place for their safety. That's the last one. Have a wonderful day. Big up on yourself. Manners and respect to each and every one of you. And tomorrow morning, we'll meet right here. It's going to be Friday. And we're going to spice it up, nice it up, and lift up each other's vibrations. Yes? One love. Sooner or later. Peace. Babe, thanks for waiting. I cut way into her gym time. She should have been gone. She usually leaves at 8:30. It's 9:12. All right? So, and thank y'all too. I'm out. You want to come say bye, babe? You always a hide. No. You always a fair draw you in. I'm trying to get her to be back on more videos with me and them thing there. You getting a peace sign too, Papa? My sexy body, I go work on her body. Not true, babe? Mm-hmm. You looking at yourself? Mm-hmm. All right. One love.
Bye.